Hello, you are tuned into Classic Hits Gaming, your home of 80s, 90s and noughties gaming. First up is one of the most iconic video games of all time, Final Fantasy VII. Originally released on the Sony PlayStation back in 1997, this legendary JRPG introduced the West to the Final Fantasy series and would capture the hearts of gamers for decades. I am absolutely delighted to be kicking off Classic Hits Gaming with this gem of the game. I am delighted to be streaming this game with all of you lovely people. Okay, let's get the live stream sorted out so I can interact with all of you lovely people. Let me share my live stream so more lovely people can join the live stream. I'm excited and I'm nervous at the same time. Okay. I am ready to go. I am ready to kick off Classic Hits Gaming. Let's go. New game. So I had this game when it launched 27 years ago in 1997 on the Sony PlayStation, and like millions of other gamers, this game captured my heart, and it holds a special place in my heart decades later. And I absolutely love the fact that I can stream this game around the world. Hello, Ariat. And hello, Midgar. Hello, quality soundtrack that still gives me goosebumps to this day. And hello, Coconut, you are very welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, your home of 80s, 90s and noughties gaming. And I'm kicking off with one of the most iconic video games of all time, Final Fantasy VII. How are you doing, my friend? It is really great to have you on the live stream. Thank you so much for joining the live stream, and I hope that you enjoy. Yes. I love this channel already more than ever. Thank you, much appreciated. This is Stan, your number one fan, absolutely iconic, man. Is this the first night? Yes, this is the first night of Classic Hits Gaming. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. I'm not going to lie. I've been hyping up. I've been hyping this up for days now. So, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on my shoulders. I'm actually making a decision not to actually read the dialogue, because what I tend to do is do a voiceover that changes over time, like the accent changes over time, and then I'll go from like having this dramatic accent to reading it very dull. And also sometimes there's big words that I can't pronounce, so I'm actually not going to read the dialogue, if that's okay. Don't be nervous, man, this is the best thing you've ever done. You know, I really appreciate that. You know, from one classic gamer to another classic gamer, you know, I really appreciate that so much in terms of YouTube. You know what, man, I feel the same. I feel the same. I do that too, man. we are. Glad it isn't just me. What about that soundtrack, man, huh? And here we go. Our first battle. My goal is to finally complete Final Fantasy VII. No. Since I originally played this game, all those years ago, 27 years ago in 1997 on the Sony PlayStation, I have played a lot of JRPGs over the years. In fact, yesterday, I completed Super Mario RPG. Fantastic game, let me tell you. So, I'm fairly familiar now with JRPGs. I'm familiar with the mechanics and battle system, and yeah, I feel more comfortable with JRPGs. So I'm very confident that I will finally be able to complete Final Fantasy VII all these years later. That's why I told you years ago, Barrett didn't sound like Barrett on PS4 to the voice I have in my head. Yeah, I would imagine a lot of people feel the same way. I think we have our own voice for Barrett in our head, so when some other voice actor comes along and gives him a voice, it just doesn't seem right, does it? Christmas 97 for me. Oh, it is crazy, man. It is crazy. Is it 27 years ago? Are my mathematics correct? Oh man, it's crazy to think how much time has gone by. Hello guys. Shinjuku Cafe. Did I pronounce your name correctly? Please tell me I did. You are very welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, your home to 80s, 90s and noughties gaming. Welcome to the first live stream of Classic Hits Gaming, one of the most legendary, iconic video games of all time, Final Fantasy VII. The game that introduced the Western world to the Final Fantasy series. It is great to have you in the live stream. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you enjoy. Hi, Fun Gaming. I can't be in the live stream for longer myself, but I'll watch the video later. No problem at all, my friend. I only played this on Xbox the other day, man. And that's the great thing about Final Fantasy VII, is all these decades later, you know, people who grew up with the game, people who are only being introduced to the game, you know, are playing it in 2024. That's how much of an iconic game this is. Classic, like K2, homage to your favorite fighting game series. Yes, yes. I'm glad you noticed that. Yes, you are correct. Let's see. You know what? Cloud, your new name is Classics, with a K. What's crazy is it's everywhere on handheld, phone now, etc. But years ago we spent hours on the telly. That's a very good point, actually, because this game originally released on Sony PlayStation in '97, and you could only play a PlayStation on a TV. Of course, there was the PS1, where you could get the attachable screen, which is pretty cool. But yeah, all these years later, it's everywhere. It's on any screen. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Again, I won't be reading the dialogue because I feel like I'm not doing the game justice with my terrible voiceovers. But if you want me to do voiceovers genuinely, let me know in the comment section below, or the live chat below. Should have called him Classic. I probably could I have fitted in one more letter? I would have if I had noticed that. Ah well, Classic nonetheless. And speaking of Classic, welcome to Classic Hits Gaming, Horrorslave Productions. Welcome to the first live stream of my new and improved YouTube channel, Final Fantasy VII, the legendary JRPG that introduced the West to the Final Fantasy series. It is great to have you in the live stream. How are you doing? How is everyone doing? Yeah, who's Green Hill? He's dead, isn't he? Isn't he dead? It's like Escape from New York and Escape from LA. I heard you were dead, Green Hill. I have the perfect name for him. He really is, to be fair. Green Hill is the commentator. Yeah. Well, bring back Green Hill, the commentator. Hi, welcome to Green Hill Gaming, the commentator of Classic Hits Gaming, where I share my passion of commentating the whole wide world. What's the 2 minute games like now, Johnny? the same with a remaster feel, or just the same again. Oh, I haven't actually played the Tomb Raider remasters, but I have a very strong. I have strong views on remasters and remakes. And if you want to find out what those views are, you can go to my community tab on my channel. You scroll down, and I left a few paragraphs giving my views on remasters and remakes. So be sure to check that out. Tomb Raider. Let me take out this beast first. Tomb Raider Remastered is the same games but with HD graphics and the bonus PC levels. Oh, the bonus PC levels! I didn't know about that. I also know that you can actually switch between remastered graphics and the original graphics as well. Very professional. Go down my channel. Yeah, I'm actually, to be fair, I'm actually trying to kind of be a little bit more professional with Classic Hits Gaming, actually. Not that too professional. I actually have the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack on CD. Actually imported it from Japan, from Square Enix's online shop. Actually, I think we all love the soundtrack of Final Fantasy VII. It's quality, isn't it? This one particular track here, actually, one of my favourites. Meant to ask you, is the slowdown in Peach demo? Yes, I'm glad you noticed that. Here, Nintendo Switch hardware is starting to show its age, and it's really embarrassing and concerning to see a Nintendo game starting to show issues. There is slowdown, and also when you're playing in handheld mode, you can see blurriness on Peach's, character model. It's time for a Switch 2. It's time for a Switch 2. I think Nintendo are trying to push the boundaries of their hardware, and I don't think that horse can gallop any further, if you ask me. It is a fantastic tune, to be quite honest with you. Time to bring excitement back to gaming. Yes, indeed. I am like the Willy Wonka of gaming. I am here to bring all of you lovely people. The joyful, delicious treat that is classic gaming. The video game market needs a new Wii. LOL. Zach and Wiki. Speaking of Zach and Wiki, actually, I think classic hits gaming is the perfect opportunity for Johnny to finally play Zach and Wiki. It's finally going to happen. Johnny is finally going to play Zach and Wiki. I can imagine your excitement at long last. Oh my days. I have been teasing you beyond belief when it comes to Zach and Wiki, haven't I? It's torturous, I would imagine. Guess where I'm going next week for a little one's birthday? Let me use my psychic powers. New York. No, that's probably that's way too out there, isn't it? But I'm sticking with New York. The classic Final Fantasy VII battle theme never gets old. And of course, the Final Fantasy fanfare theme. Oh my days, I was playing Super Mario RPG the other day. I was fighting a secret tough boss, and when I defeated it, this music played, the Final Fantasy fanfare music. It gave me such a great feeling, to be honest with you. Because of course, Super Mario RPG was made with the help of Squaresoft, now known as Square Enix, who obviously make this game as well, Final Fantasy VII, as well as the entire Final Fantasy series. Oh, you are going to Disney France, you lucky fecker. That's going to be one hell of an experience. And if we start that game, oh definitely man, it's a quality game, and it's got some quality post-game content as well, which is absolutely fantastic. We don't have to wait 6 months for it, like other games. Spider-Man 2. Some really, really fun post-game content, including the entire soundtrack of Super Mario RPG. Yes, I'm talking to you, greedy video game companies that lock your game soundtrack behind deluxe editions of your games. You can also switch between the original soundtrack and the remade soundtrack. There's hidden bosses, hidden dialogue, Easter eggs. It's just got a lot of fun post-game content. It's really good. I sold my PS5 Slim, man. Also playing more Switch than anything now, along with Xbox for playing older games. I'm kind of balancing out my PS5 library with my Switch library, but I have went back to the Switch, definitely. I kind of abandoned the Switch for quite a long time, but I have went back, especially with Super Mario RPG, and now I actually got my copy of Princess Peach Showtime as well. So I'm kind of, I'm kind of a bit like you, except with the Xbox I'm kind of playing with PS5. But as you can see, Classic Hits Gaming is all about classic games right about now. What would your favourite Final Fantasy game be out of the entire series? And everyone watching can answer that question as well. I tend to save my magic for bosses or really tough enemies that require magic. So let's say if I am fighting like a robotic enemy, I would probably use thunder magic. Oh man, breaking news on Twitter. I'll message you on Facebook as don't want to ruin Classic Gaming. Ooh, I am intrigued. I appreciate what you're doing though. And that is something I actually would like to discuss actually right now, very briefly. I would like to keep politics primarily out of Classic Hits Gaming. I want Classic Hits Gaming to be all about gaming, obviously particularly classic gaming. I would like not to discuss non-gaming related issues. So I would like all of us to have an amazing and fun experience with gaming. But I am intrigued. I'm going to check that after the stream. Final Fantasy VI, man, and this. I actually got to go back and play more of Final Fantasy VI. I actually started that game actually on Switch a couple of months back. Got to go back and finish it. But I need to finally complete Final Fantasy VII more than anything else. My favourite would hands down be Final Fantasy X. I think primarily because of its story. And let's face it, Final Fantasy is all about story. In my opinion, I know other people will have different opinions about that, but let me do what every 90s gamer did when they played Final Fantasy VII on PS1. Gotta save again to be sure. 10 was amazing too, and really showed the PS2 power at the beginning. Yes! 100%. Final Fantasy has always been known for its amazing visuals, so when Final Fantasy X debuted on PS2 hardware, it really showcased what the PS2 could do. And Silent Hill 2, correct. I cried. My cousin had Silent Hill 2 before I did on the PS2, and I was more of a fan. Well, you eventually got your PS2 and you eventually got Silent Hill 2, and that's all that matters. Silent Hill 2 is on my schedule as well I was going to say Green Hill Gaming. I'm going to have to get used to this. Classic Hits Gaming. Save that shit, man. Short time, to be sure. So I mentioned earlier, from time to time I will use Thunder Magic on robotic enemies, and you can see it's very effective. Do you remember some of the consoles had different frequencies, tuning them in on UHF settings? I do remember having an awful time like tuning in my Master System, Mega Drive, N64, yeah, on TVs. Thankfully, when we got like consoles with like AV SCART support, that changed. Thankfully, no more tuning in. Yes, another iconic part of gaming, try to tune our consoles in. Now, I would normally talk over the game and I would over-explain what's happening in the game, but I realised before I went live tonight, why do that? Why not just let the game explain? Why should I have to ruin the experience by talking over it again? That's why I'm not talking over the dialogue. That's not why I'm saying, you can see here, Cloud is in the reactor, about to blow it up. But he hears a mysterious voice in his head informing him, this is not just a reactor. Like, what's the point of me just repeating what's happening on the screen? And also, like, this game has been out for 27 years. I mean, if you don't know what Final Fantasy VII is, you're probably not a gamer. You know? So I'm kind of like not going to talk about what's happening in the game as much as I would do in the past. This guy was hard back in the day. This boss drove me nuts. I was delighted to get. Oh, I think you're thinking of another guy. I think you're thinking of the boss you fight when you blow up the reactor, when you're coming back from the reactor as it's about to blow up. He is tough, 100%. He or she. No, this is the guy you're thinking of. .316, and I just healed myself. The robot scorpion. That's the fucker indeed. He could use your attacks against you. He is a pretty tough opening boss, to be fair. They actually updated the writing in this version too, man. I didn't know that. So to point something out, this is the port of Final Fantasy VII available on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, and Xbox One, and of course Nintendo Switch. There are various tweaks to this version, but overall it is the original Final Fantasy VII. But I didn't know about the updated writing now. That's interesting. Yeah, some of the writing was different in the PS1 game, as translation or something was off. Interesting, because I know that back in the day, when video games were being translated, there were some really, really funny mistranslations. So no, of course, that's not really a problem in gaming. So I suppose that's the reason why, as you mentioned, there is changes to the writing. Fix those mistranslations. Let's get the hell out of here. Tune. I could wait for that tune. Okay, we are experiencing some audio glitches. I can't quite escape modern gaming, can I? Even when I'm playing a classic game. As I pointed out, this is the port of the original Final Fantasy VII. So we are experiencing some audio bugs. I'm really surprised how this hasn't been patched. The ghost of modern gaming continues to haunt me. What can I do? I'm hoping it'll just fix itself very soon, and we can listen to some iconic Final Fantasy VII music. Well, that didn't work. Modern gaming has taken away our sound. Yes, the evil bastards that are the modern gaming gods have stolen the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack. Just when you think they couldn't stoop any lower, take away the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack. It's tragic. 619. The reactor goes boom, boom, boom. LOL, do you remember you emailed Ubisoft over a glitch in Zombie U that you had to restart the whole game? I do remember that moment very, very well. I was literally at the end of Zombie U. I was loving that game. I needed a vaccine or something to save London, to save the world from the zombie apocalypse. I dropped it, and the way Zombie U worked, whenever you died, that survivor would no longer survive and die. You would come back as a new survivor, and you have to go back and recover your items from the corpse of that survivor, or zombie of that survivor. And my fucking vaccine should have been there, but it wasn't, and I couldn't get this key item in the game. So I needed to contact Ubisoft, and they couldn't do anything. They literally just said, restart the game again. That was a very depressing moment. Indeed. The house is on fire. Hey Barrett, don't make me go Stewie Griffin on your ass. Don't make me beat you half to death. Get back my money. I don't know if most gamers know this, but this game was originally going to be on the Nintendo 64, but because of the limitations of cartridges and the expanded benefits of CD-ROM technology, Square Enix, Squaresoft as they were known at the time, decided to bring Final Fantasy VII to PlayStation 1. Did Nintendo learn their lesson? No. But that's Nintendo, they just do their own thing. And hey, ironically, this game is now on Switch. I will just talk a little bit over this scene. This is the iconic introduction between Cloud and Arius. You know, I had to pause and like reflect upon this iconic moment in gaming. You know, this is classic kids gaming after all, you know. You know, the remake after the bomb made the game in parts boring, where this was just so good. I would love to divulge on the Final Fantasy VII remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I would divert you to my community tab, where I posted quite an extensive posted some quite extensive views and opinions on remasters and remakes. So I would divert you to that community post. Square are in such a mess now, though, that they really need Nintendo, to be honest. There's so many video game companies that are in a mess, to be honest, isn't there? What I would love, and it would be absolutely mental, but imagine if Nintendo actually acquired Square Enix. Because Nintendo and Square Enix are Japanese companies. As you mentioned, Square Enix are a mess. So I would imagine that they are struggling financially, whereas Nintendo, a Japanese company, is the richest company in Japan, so they're not struggling. So imagine if Nintendo actually acquired Square Enix. I mean, it's not going to happen anytime soon. Do you know what? All I want is Super Mario RPG 2. Make it happen. I agree, Nintendo would be amazing to buy them. I think it would actually break the internet, to be honest with you. But as I said, it wouldn't happen anytime soon because of contractual agreements. Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth are still exclusive to PlayStation, so it would take some time for that to be a reality. But also, man, the home of RPGs is Nintendo platforms. Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. You have to buy the flower offer. I think Final Fantasy VII was a psychological test, psychological survey conducted by the CIA. And the people who didn't buy the flower off Ariad grew up to be absolute psychopaths. True story. Not really. Storytelling was just so good. Storytelling, I mean, is what this series is all about, and FF7 has such a good story. Always fight in this game because you will gain experience and level up and become stronger. Must head to bed, man. School run in the morning before Easter. Cold kick in. Talk soon. Coconut, thank you so much for dropping by Classic Hits Gaming and being a part of my very first live stream on my new and improved channel, Final Fantasy VII. Hope you enjoyed, man, and I hope to see you next time on Classic Hits Gaming. And sleep well, and I will chat soon. Take it easy, man. never run away from a fight in any RPG game. Also, apart from leveling up and getting stronger, you will also get gil and other items. Well, that's one way to catch the train. I think Cloud reminds me of Snake Plissken from the Escape from New York and LA movies. You have arrived at your destination. Did you hear about the bird? Because bird is the word. A bird, bird, bird. I literally have goosebumps right now. Decades later, 27 years later, this game and its soundtrack still gives me goosebumps. Trying to think of something to call her. My mind has gone blank. I call Barra cranky ass because he's a cranky ass. I call Code classic because I wanted to fit in classic hits gaming. I don't know why, but I'm going to put in... The X. I just feel like she has that kind of vibe. She has the X vibe. Jesus. He wants his money, Bart. Give him his money, or he will go Stewie Griffin on your ass. So let cranky ass and his buddies do something about it. He's got to keep that promise. Yeah, you better give me my money, because if you didn't, you knew what would happen to you. I would go straight griffin on your ass. Another great piece of music. Double-edged sword, that's how JRPGs work when you are equipping pretty much anything. Weapons, armor, accessories. You know, you're going to either increase a stat or decreases that. You just have to figure out what's best for you. Steal that kid's money as well. He took 10 gil from me to let me use his room. But you can also steal. Or am I thinking of a completely different game? Well, I probably am, to be honest. Okay, that is it for part 1 of my Final Fantasy VII live stream. The first live stream of my new and improved YouTube channel, Classic Hits Gaming, the home of 80s, 90s and noughties gaming. Thank you all who watched the live stream. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you all next time on Classic Hits Gaming for part 2 of my Final Fantasy VII live stream. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.